Disclaimer.
The thoughts and opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily the views of Tash, Becky, or Be Your Best You podcast.
Hey there, lovely people. Welcome to Be Your Best You with Tash and Becky, your go-to hangout for all things spiritual, subconscious, and downright magical. We're here to sprinkle a little mystical wisdom into your everyday life and help you level up your reality.
Picture this as your cosmic coffee date, where we chat about the unseen world, blend in some psychology vibes, and stir up the subconscious magic. Get ready to be the queen of your own reality, live a life that lights you up, and have a blast doing it.
So grab your latte or your tea and let's dive into another episode of Be Your Best You, where the mystical meets the mundane and your best life awaits.
Cheers to creating magic together.
Let's do this.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Be Your Best You with Tash.
And Becky, the Bash edition.
Today we are talking about jealousy.
Yeah. Oh, very heavy emotion that can affect you in so many ways.
Yes. And this is a good episode actually, because we've taken it back to, we know we've been kind of up in the ethereal metaphysical realms for the last few episodes, so we're bringing it back down into the kind of like mindset, subconscious 3D work, with still holding this bigger view because it all comes together.
Yeah.
But we're diving deep into the unconscious work, the shadow work behind jealousy, but actually we do branch out into giving you techniques that you can use to help you do this as a teacher, to help you uncover your shadows, to help you bring unconscious beliefs and conditionings that are stopping you from remembering who you truly are and your true potential. We're using jealousy as a way to do that, and we're telling you what jealousy is actually trying to tell you, but just how to use these more dense emotions that we tend to shy away from because there's a lot of shame attached to them, how we can detach from them and how we can use them to teach us, to help us understand why they are there, and then let go of these conditionings and these beliefs so that we can allow more abundance and love and be who we truly came here to be, to enjoy our life from a place of joy rather than anxiety and struggle.
Yes.
So we're actually giving you procedures,
Yeah.
ways to be able to do this, to start doing it, and a little challenge to start focusing on whether you do feel jealousy, because it's a sneaky one. And a lot of the time you'll think that you aren't jealous or you don't have jealous feelings, but you will. And this is about really getting down to the deep subconscious levels of yourself, bringing them to the surface so that you can actually bring them to light once and for all and be free of them.
Yes.
And it's going to make you feel better.
Yes. Everything she said.
Yeah. And so if you are thinking, I'm not a jealous person, I don't feel jealousy, I dare you to listen to this episode. Because we'll help you uncover where you are, and it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to use for your benefit.
Yes.
Enjoy. Hi, lovely people.
Hi.
We just wanted to pop on before we get started on our episode to ask you if you would mind, if you haven't done so already, please could you rate and review our podcast? If you're not already, could you make sure that you're following us on Spotify, Apple, or any podcast player that you listen to us on, so you can make sure that you get notified every week when a new episode comes out. You never know when you might need to hear it. It could be perfect timing. And also, don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube as well. And if you watch us over there, don't forget to subscribe. Again, you'll get notified with all the new and latest episodes.
And also, don't forget to share with all your friends.
Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate all your support. We appreciate you listening to us every week. Thank you so much.
You.
Today, we're talking about jealousy.
Oh, it's not a nice emotion, is it?
It's not. Even the word, like, it feels bread and spiky to me.
It does, yeah. And you convince yourself that you are not it. I'm not a jealous person.
We're all jealous. We all have jealousy.
Yeah.
And this is why we want to speak about this, because in this episode, we're stepping away a little bit from the esoteric kind of out there, metaphysical, not crazy stuff that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, to jump back into a bit more of the 3D subconscious mindset realm, because it's all connected, isn't it?
That's it. And we need the balance.
We need the balance. We need to remember we are humans living in this kind of, spiritual simulation world, reality as well. But having this bigger understanding, the zoomed out understanding that we've been speaking about the last few weeks, I think is integral to then being able to jump back down into 3D, if you like. Oh no, I've just pulled my tights.
Natasha.
Oh, they're brand new as well.
Darn it.
I meant to file that now last night. Damn it. That's what happens when I get excited. My hands start flying everywhere and I start ripping things up. Okay, what was I saying? So yes, we come back down into 3D human world.
Yeah.
And when you have that bigger expanded understanding and awareness of who you are and what you're actually living in, it makes doing the subconscious mindset work easier, I think, personally, in my experience, which is why I've felt more and more called to talk about this kind of stuff, the more out there stuff, because I feel like if I don't, I'm not sharing, because we obviously always share through our own experiences and what we're learning and how we see the world and how we're doing the work.
Yeah.
I would be holding something back if I didn't share that.
Yeah.
Because we know how much seeing from this higher perspective helps you do the more earthly based things.
That's right. That's it. And I think that more earthly based things that we can get sort of too fixated on. So that's where it's also good that you brought in the more energetic stuff, because that's where, like, I got wobbly, because we'd been doing so much on the 3D stuff, on making our lives better here, that it was hard to then start looking at it from that higher perspective. So,
and you're so right. And we did, because that's why we spoke about a couple of episodes ago, we spoke about the toxic healing cycle as well.
Yeah.
And this is why this is all coming together, because like you just said, when you get really stuck into the healing journey, the more 3D human mindset subconscious work, it can get a bit toxic. You can go down a hole where you become so focused that you're actually doing the opposite of what you started out to do. So that's why it's really helpful, and this is what I've done when I've got myself in those toxic cycles, where you just it goes down and down and it gets darker and darker and you feel more and more frustrated, is that because I've got this understanding of the zoomed out perspective of the simulation and how we create this, and it's really helpful then to have that, because you can jump back out and it's almost like you pull yourself out of the well, out of the and to pull and like you said just a second ago, it's the balance.
It has the same effect as grounding, but in the opposite direction, doesn't it? Like when we say, oh, we're too up here, we've got to ground, and come back. We need to go up sometimes, don't we?
Yes, and with everything that I'm realising in life, everything always comes back to getting that balance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so we're kind of balancing out the podcast episode today with our more 3D subconscious mindset level. But again, and maybe, I don't know where we're going to go today, but maybe we will harken back to bring it back out to this bigger perspective again. But let's get tucked in to helping you process and understand and acknowledge the emotion that we call jealousy, because like you said at the start, it's got a negative connotation to it, and we both know we said early on, well, we're not jealous people, we don't get jealous.
That's how I would have labelled myself. Oh, definitely. I'm not jealous.
Not a jealous person, because on the face of it, no, you might not be.
When you may compare yourself to others, it's mainly when you're children, isn't it? And you grow up with it. Oh well, they're jealous of you, or they're jealous of that. They want that. And you're like, oh, well, I don't do that.
Or you compare yourself to other people in your life, and you see, even as an adult, and you see the way they talk about other people, and you think, oh God, no, I wish them the best. I'm not jealous if someone's got more money than me or got a better job than me. So then you assume that you're not a jealous person, or you don't feel jealousy.
But
we know now with the subconscious mindset work, as soon as you say, oh, I'm not that, I use that as a little like, oh, Tasha, aren't you? Let's have a look at that. Because I can't remember whether I said this in another podcast episode recently, but I found this really helpful lately as an anchor. If I feel completely, we've spoken about neutrality before, haven't we? Like, that's what we're aiming for in this life. I believe that if we can feel neutrality most of the time, this is where we ease our suffering, because we cause our own suffering by judging things as good or bad. Because it does work both ways. If we're judging something as good and we're constantly striving to get the thing that we think is good, we're going to be suffering whilst we don't have it. And the same with, obviously, if we deem something as bad, we all know that that causes our suffering, right? So this is why we want neutrality. So we're always looking for neutrality. So I took that concept, which is like it's quite a Buddhist concept, I think. I think that's what Buddha said, like, you know. But I took that and applied it to the mindset, the subconscious mindset work, and to help me dig into my subconscious beliefs and, you know, like uncover my shadows and stuff. Especially when you get to the deeper level of the self work. When you first start in all of this work, it's quite easy to go, when you become conscious of your subconscious patterns and stuff, it's quite easy to spot them. Once you've done that surface level work and we get to a layer deeper, it becomes really, really sneaky, which is why we wanted to talk about jealousy, because this is one of those sneaky ones.
And you think you are not that.
You think, So what I like to do with this concept is, if I come up against something and I hear myself say, oh, well, I'm not that. Or I get a feeling where I'm like, I feel strongly one way or the other about it. Then I'm like, that's not neutrality. So that is showing me that there is still something that I have to work on there. So with jealousy, for example, if I'm saying, no, I'm not a jealous person, that's not neutrality. And I'm like, ooh, okay, so where do I need to uncover this jealousy shadow? Because this is what our ego does to protect us, especially, like I said, when we get down to these deeper layers. It likes to say, that's not me. It's still an identification. So if we're saying something like that, then it's showing you that that is where your ego is still trying to protect you from seeing the things that you feel shame about. Because that's what a lot of the shadow work is, isn't it? It's things, our subconscious and our ego, it's very clever. It's always, like I've said, it's always trying to protect us, and it protects us in different kinds of ways. But one of the protections is it doesn't want us to see the parts of us that we feel shame around, or that we judge as not good about ourselves. And again, everything is neutral. There is nothing good. So the whole part of the shadow work and doing the subconscious mindset work, especially when we get down to these deeper levels, is to start trying to uncover these sneaky things that our ego is desperately trying to protect us from. And shame is such a big one. It's huge, isn't it? And I think that a lot of us feel shame around jealousy.
Oh yeah, it's something that you would not want to admit to.
No.
Is it? Like, oh, I'm jealous of them. Because then you always think, but I don't want that. So I can't be jealous. I don't want to be them. So it's not jealousy. And then you sort of like just like scooch over it, and you just don't want to think about it.
And that's your ego doing its whole protection thing. When you hear that voice that's doing that, and it's like making excuses and it's bargaining. That's your ego. And so it is about becoming really, really aware of the voice in your head. And this is a whole nother conversation, but it is really, really detaching from your thoughts. Oh God, like this is coming to another conversation, but actually it's really relevant, because recently, you know, I've spoken about, you know this, and I've spoken about in the podcast, I am definitely guided by spirit, my intuition, through books.
Yes.
It's one of my biggest things. And I have been guided to read I read more than one book at a time. I've usually got like 3 books on the go.
Yes.
And I've been guided to read 2 separate books. Now, again, the Manny Gen in me, I bought one of these books. This is funny. I bought one of these books about 5 months ago. And I ordered it, and it's actually and it came into me in a weird way. And I was like, I'll buy that. Some random book. It's not like a well-known book. I'll have that. And it's been sat on my lounge coffee table for about 5 months. And I'm like, I'll know when it's time. Okay. Interestingly, I got guided to pick it up last week.
Right.
So I started reading it. And then now when I first got into my spiritual journey, like I literally after mum died, not long after mum died, I downloaded The Power of Now by
Right.
Eckhart Tolle. Tolle, I think that's how you say his name. Now, this book is really well known. Everybody in spiritual kind of circles has read it. And I was like, right, well, I'm going to give this a go 5 years ago. And I remember like reading it going, I'm not ready for this yet.
Okay.
Because the words were like blah, 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 which I know. And it's just, and this is why, again, it's awesome because I know a lot of what we talk about, our words are going to be la, 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 la.
Yeah.
To some people true. Because when you're not ready for it, when your consciousness is not ready for it, when you're not, you haven't got there, it is just going to sound like repetitive nonsense, fluffy words that don't mean anything.
Yeah.
So I put that book down 5 years ago and I knew that I would be ready to read it at some point. And then recently, I've started getting nudges. I would just hear, read The Power of Now, read The Power of Now. And I'm like, yeah, I will. I wait. And then a couple of days ago, I was like, it's now I need to read it. And I've like zoomed through it. I saw where I got to. I saw where, because it was on the Kindle. So I could see where I'd stopped. And I've zoomed past it and I'm like, yes, this means something to me.
Wow.
It's talking my language. I'm reading it with a completely different consciousness. And it's such a great, again, experiential way to see how your consciousness expands and how words carry different meanings depending on what conscious level you're at. Because I also know that I could read that book in, say, a year's time or 2 years' time, and I will take something completely different again from it.
Yeah.
Words and the energy behind the words are so powerful, and there's so many layers, and we're picking up on different things depending on what level or state we're at. And that's why I love rereading books, because I know that I'll get something totally different out of it. And it's the same with podcasts. You could listen to a podcast episode of ours that didn't really resonate with you at all, but in 6 months' time, you could hear it and go, I get what Tash and Becky are talking about now. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, but I think that's a really good example of what we mean when we say consciousness levels.
Yes, that's right.
It's just a different level of understanding the world, words, energy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got both of these books are about thinking, thoughts, being in the present moment. And so they're talking about slightly different topics, but it's all coming together. And effectively what you really got to get down to, what is the most important part of doing the mindset work, living in the simulation, having a life that of joy and peace and love, as opposed to suffering, anxiety, worry, and all the other things, is separating yourself, your awareness from your thoughts.
Right.
It's understanding that you are the consciousness. Please bear with me because this is going to come back to jealousy. But it's an understanding I think is necessary for the mindset work. It will help you so much more with the mindset work. It's understanding that you are the conscious awareness behind the thoughts,
right?
And you are not your thoughts, and you are not thinking. And also thoughts and thinking are different,
right?
They're two different things. I'll explain.
Okay.
But when I say you are the awareness behind the thoughts, do you know what I mean when I say that?
So you are the consciousness that generates the thought?
No. So you are watching the thoughts.
You are watching it. You're
you are
just
not
the observer.
Right.
Okay.
And that, you could say, is your soul.
Right.
It's the version of you that's got the VR, go back to our simulation theory. It's the version of you that's got the VR goggles on, but you are not your thoughts.
Okay.
But the problem here with us, with humans, is we are chronically attached. This is where our ego comes in. We're chronically attached to our thoughts and our thinking, and we think that they are us.
Right.
The trick is to detach, and this is what doing the mindset work is. This is what becoming conscious and doing the subconscious work is. This is what I help my clients with, is to detach from that, to see it as an observer, because this is how you get neutrality as well.
Right.
As soon as you can become aware that you're the one observing the thoughts. So let's just take a jealous thought, for example.
Yeah.
So say I'm looking at someone and they've got, oh, I don't know, let's just keep it really, really simple, really basic and surface level. They've got a much nicer car than me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so jealous. Look at my car. Like, it's like shitty and old and it's got a dent in it. And oh, they've got such a nice like sports car and it's convertible and I bet they, you know, right. Okay.
Yeah.
We attach that thought
Right.
as us.
Okay.
This is where shame comes in.
Okay.
So we're like, that thought is me,
Mhm.
is my identity. And now I'm a bad person. I'm shameful for thinking that. Right. Because this is the difference between people who are jealous.
Yeah.
That we look at and go, well, they're a jealous person.
Yes.
They're not aware of it. They're not conscious. They're not looking at their thoughts.
Right.
They're just thinking, they're totally attached to that.
And they don't feel
and they
ashamed,
don't
do they?
necessarily, not necessarily on a subconscious level, they will, but consciously they don't. We're talking about people that are listening to this. You're obviously trying to do the subconscious mindset, right? You're trying to be aware. And so now when you're partly conscious and you think that thought, you now shame yourself for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a jealous person. I don't like that. I don't like that about me.
Yeah.
And then the shame goes back on you, okay? Because you're still identifying those thoughts as who you are. When you can understand that you are separate from those thoughts, thought forms, we've said before, we said in our very first episode, everything is energy. Thoughts are energy. Thought forms, there's so much thoughts, energy in this collective field that we are swimming in. We are receivers. Our brains are receivers and we are just picking up on all the thoughts. So not all thoughts are our own.
No.
There's so much swimming around, but also we have thoughts in our, if you like to think about it, maybe like our energy field as well. Like we have thought forms swimming around in there that we've created by our subconscious programming, our trauma, our childhood trauma, all the conditioning, everything. So we've got stuff swimming around personal and we've also got collective thoughts. It's why you can tell, you know, it's why telepathy works, but it's why like, oh, I know you're thinking that, because we're sharing the same field, the thoughts of things, and we're picking them up, right?
Yeah.
But going back to our own personal thoughts, so you've got all of these thought forms swimming around based on your conditioning, your programming, your trauma, etc. And they are not attached to you. You are looking at them. You are the awareness of them. You have to split yourself up from them.
Right.
As soon as you can detach from them and say, oh, that's interesting. Look at that thought. Right. It's
Game changer.
Can you feel that?
Yes.
Because you can be neutral. You can say, that's an interesting thought.
Yes.
But it's not who I am. You're not identified with it. As soon as you can see a thought as something separate from you, that is where you can start becoming neutral. You can choose how you feel and you can choose how you respond.
Yeah.
And that is the key to, again, like I said, go and taking it really back. This is what we all want. Living a life.
Right.
It's joy and peace and love, because that's our natural state. You as the observer, your soul, your natural state is love, joy, peace, connectedness and abundance. And we know this because you listen to all the MDE experiences or people that have out-of-body experiences, these mystical experiences. They all say the same thing. When I'm out of my body, when I'm out of this physical 3D realm, it's just love. It's just immense love. That's who we are. We don't have to find it. Like we always say, we have to remember it. And that's the way we do it. So I know I've gone off on a tangent, but this is all really, it doesn't just relate to jealousy. This is just the emotion that we're talking about in this episode. But this is what you need to work on and understand in all of your mindset work, because when you can detach from your thoughts as the awareness and look at them and say, that's interesting. Why am I attaching to that thought? Why is that thought coming through? Why does that have a negative effect on me, or trigger on me, if you like whatever, in good or bad. Like I said before, if there's no neutrality, if it's bringing up a feeling in you, it's here to teach you. There's something for you it's identifying. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so that all makes sense, right? So then jealousy, if you start looking at this jealousy, these jealous thoughts comes in, the first thing you've got to do after you've detached yourself from them and said, oh, this is interesting, is say, now, what is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to show me? And I've had this conversation with a few of my clients, and they found it super, super helpful to see this reframe. But jealousy is just, first of all, we have to understand, let's get rid of the shame.
Yeah.
Because that's doing the shadow work, right? What we are trying to do with the shadow work, with the inner work, the subconscious work, is bring everything that's in our subconscious or in the darkness or in the shadow to the light.
Yeah.
And it's not about getting rid of it necessarily. It's just about bringing it into the open. Because it's like you've got all these little... Oh, okay, I got to tell you what I'm seeing in my mind now. I'm seeing like a toy cupboard.
Right.
And it's like you've got all these balls and there's toys and you're pushing them into the cupboard and you're like shutting the door and you're like you're trying to shut the door and they're trying to go and you're like, no, I don't want to look at them.
Yeah.
But they're still there.
Yeah.
And you know they're there.
And if you open the
if you
door,
open the door, they're going to come pouring out. And also, like, you know, there's something in the back of your mind going, oh, God, that cupboard is full. And, you know?
Yeah.
And this is all done on a very subconscious level. So you're not consciously aware that that's what you're doing, but your energy underlying it is doing that. And that's why you have just level, everyone's got varying degrees of it, depending on how much work you've done or not done. Of unease, of a feeling of anxiety or of, you know, lowness or depression or whatever. And it's not about getting rid of all those toys. It's just about opening the door, acknowledging they're there, letting them come out. And then you can look at them and go, well, I don't play with that ball anymore. I'll get rid of that. But I'm not ashamed of that ball. Like, you know, I'm not ashamed I've kept that Barbie doll. It's fine. It's a Barbie doll. It was for a reason. I had it for a reason. I don't want it now though, so I'll get rid of it. Or, oh, I like, that's there. Okay, I get that about me. It's about acceptance and acknowledgement of these things. So for jealousy, like I said, the first thing is you've got to stop shaming yourself for feeling jealous. Stop telling yourself I'm a bad person because I feel this way about someone and that's not who I am.
Yes.
It's not who you are, but you're human and these thought forms are within you for a reason.
It's a tool.
It's just a tool to help you do the big thing that we always talk about, which is remember who you are. It's uncover this stuff that's like kind of got clogged up in your field and just help you remember who you are. So first thing, don't feel shame about being feeling jealous feelings.
That's the biggest one to get rid of, isn't it?
Yeah. Because if you're feeling shame and you're pushing it away, you're never going to, and you're never letting it see the light, you're never going to address it.
No.
So it's still in your energy field. Like I said, those toys are still in the cupboard. It's still in your energy field and it's still going to be having an underlying effect on you. So all these people like us in the past who said, well, we're not jealous people.
Yeah.
We're not jealous people.
Yeah.
We're doing ourselves a disservice because we are not, it's not being laid bare for us to accept and acknowledge and learn from.
Yeah.
So most important, awareness first, be awareness, don't attach to it. Secondly, like stop with the shame. Stop telling yourself you're a bad person. Thirdly, jealousy. What I see most of all, and what I've experienced for myself, is jealousy is only your soul trying to tell you that that is what you are capable of. That is what your soul desires.
Yeah.
You want that, but you're not, there is something stopping you from believing that it's possible or from taking the action to do it.
Yeah.
And this is where life becomes, when you see it like this, life becomes a teacher. It's everything, every little minuscule everyday event becomes a way of uncovering your shadows and learning more about yourself. This is what I help my clients to do. That's why I created the voice note, the Telegram app with my clients, because we are letting them go through their life and every day we're pulling these things apart to uncover these things. Yeah. And it works. It really, really works. And so jealousy is going to be there in different different reasons. And each one is going to be specific. But as soon as you can look and say, right, well, why does my soul want this? Yeah. Or what is it about this person that's making me feel this pang of jealousy? What is it that they're doing that I want to do, that I'm holding myself back from? Yeah. And all of a sudden, there's no shame in that, is there? There's actually, that's potential. That's you, because the people that you feel jealous of, you might think that you might feel like, well, that's never possible for me. Remember, everything's possible for you. And if you are feeling jealous, there is a soul desire there. Right. It's destined for you. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because put it the other way, there'll be some things that you might feel jealous of in someone, but I
Yeah.
It wouldn't even trigger me. It's neutral. There's nothing, because it's not meant for me. I don't want
Right.
it, or I already do it, or it's just not in my soul path. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Because like you said, there are different forms of jealousy,
Yes.
aren't there? It's coming from all sorts of different directions.
yeah.
Because I'm thinking whenever I might feel like a pang of jealousy, I'm just trying to think of like certain occasions. I feel like mine comes from a resentment of, you don't deserve that.
Mm.
And that's where mine seems to come from. I don't think it ever comes from a place of, I want what you've got, or I want to be you, or where else does jealousy come from? There's so many different like underlying angles.
But
mine comes from, you don't deserve that. I don't think you're maybe an honest person,
Mhm.
or I know you mistreated that person over there. Do you know what I mean? And I attach it to that.
Yeah. So, but can you see how then, again, so we're looking at it, we're always looking at the mindset work from,
Yeah.
it's never about the other person.
Exactly.
It's always about you.
Exactly.
So let's reflect that
That's
back.
right.
What does that mean about you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just think you're going to draw some more stuff out of me, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head, I've been brought up and conditioned to put so much emphasis on being an honest, don't break the rules person. Whatever you have to get honestly. And if you're not a good person, you don't deserve it. That's sort of what I can think like on surface. I guess that's surface level where I'm thinking it comes from.
Yeah.
Just my conditioning. I'm probably hearing it growing up, you know, like, oh yeah, oh, they get everything, don't they? You know, oh, a bucket of money falls from the sky for them, you know, but look how they live their life. They don't deserve that.
Right. So like you said, you can see how it's all based on your programming.
Yeah.
Which is true. And
Yeah.
that is why you're thinking that. But then we go a layer deeper and we're
Yeah.
still looking at like you on a soul remembrance level. And what is that showing?
They must have something I want, surely.
Exactly. So you said earlier, it's not that I want what they...
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You do want.
I do.
But we have to go
Yeah.
deeper. There is something there that you want.
Yes.
Because in you saying, but they don't deserve that, there's automatically a thought of, but somebody else does, or but I do.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's triggering you, they have it, it's triggering you because you haven't.
Yeah. Yes. That's it.
And for me, if you were my client, what I would use that for is I'm like, right, well, here, this is clearly showing me where you have limits on the level of worthiness of abundance that you are worthy of.
Yeah.
You are only going to be letting in a certain amount of abundance or success or whatever of goodness.
Yeah.
You're only going to be letting in a certain level of that, depending on what you deem as being worthy.
Yes.
And actually, again, this is where we have to step out and look, and we have to think that's just a belief that you form because of your conditioning.
Yeah.
And this is something that everybody has, by the way, just varying levels. But we have to remember and come back to that zoomed out perspective. You are a limitless soul creating and coding your reality. And there is you do not have to, we can clearly see, let's say money, because I think you're talking about material things here.
Yeah.
Right? So you can clearly see that money has nothing to do with whether you're a good or a bad person.
Money doesn't care.
Money doesn't care. It's an energy, and it comes to you depending on what you allow in and what you believe that you are worthy of. There are plenty of, in inverted commas, bad people that have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of good people that have a lot of money. There are also good people that have nothing. And it's all down to what they believe they are worthy of. Yeah. But what you have to remember is that is a belief that does not serve you, and it is a belief of your own creating from your programming. Yeah. And it's about, again, the remembering that you are a limitless soul living in a simulation, living in a very cleverly designed simulation, you know, And the illusion that is all around us that we spoke about last episode, that, you know, other forces are coming in to really drape us in this illusion of things have to be scarce and things have to be hard and money is hard to come by, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not real. It's
No.
just a construct that you have created within your coding within.
Yes.
So again, this is where looking at jealousy can be really, really helpful.
And look, I find that so fun now.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, before all of, you know, our journey started, I would never have admitted that ever.
Right? Shame.
Now I'm like, oh, tell me, Tash, like I'm not attached to it now.
Yes.
And that is the key, isn't it?
It is.
And it becomes fun.
And you're not attached to it, but also you are now not making it mean something about you, because you have stepped back and you have separated. You have become the awareness of your thoughts and behaviors.
I also don't blame the other person.
And that's another very important.
So you let go of that resentment.
Yeah. Because that's, you know, and the thing is once you separate from your thoughts, it's easier for you to realize that it's about you and not the other
nothing
person.
to do with that.
But again, that is another separate thing, which we've spoken about a lot, isn't it? And always realizing that this is everything, because you're creating your reality. Everything is a mirror from you. It's never about the other person. The sooner you step out of victim mentality and realize the sooner everything's going to be easier. You cannot, when you feel that pang of jealousy, you have to detach from the person or the thing that you feel jealous of immediately, because you have to know it is not about that.
No.
You only want to look at that in terms of, what is it that person has got that I want? You don't want to, it's nothing about the person.
No.
As soon as you start feeling like you said, that you don't deserve it, or any kind of feelings towards the person, you have got to know that is the ego. Get rid of that. It's not relevant. And it's your ego again, I like to look at things in ways that help me do the work. I personify a lot of things because I've always done that, but I find that it's easier when you personify something and give it like its character of its own. It becomes easier to detach. That's what I've been doing naturally.
Yeah.
And so I like to personify my ego there and go, oh, you sneaky bugger. This is how you're trying to protect yourself, to stop me from getting. And it's not getting rid of the ego, but it's taking the power away from your ego because it's taken too much control. We've, as a human race, a collective over, you know, millennia, we've allowed our thinking minds, because we're these higher, you know, thinking beings. It's a bonus of, you know, being a human, but also it's become a curse. Balance. Again, we've gone too far. Our minds are really great. Critical thinking's awesome to a point, but we've attached and identified too much with our thinking that now our ego's taken control. And now it's like, I must survive. And ego's scared of death in every way. It's death of itself. That's why we fear death, because death is the ultimate death of our ego, isn't it? Because once we die, we have not got that ego. We're soul, we're pure awareness, we're back to that state of love and peace. So as we're living through our lives, our ego is constantly, desperately trying to stay alive. And that's the key. Everything.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so as soon as you feel any kind of that's the only way then you know that's your ego trying to protect itself. Go, don't uncover me. No, I'm staying hidden. You're not going to get me. And you've just got to be that light, that soul, that awareness to say, come on, come out. Step out into the shadow and let it creep out. Don't judge it. Don't shame it. Don't hate yourself for it. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just allow it to be there and shine your light on it. Say, I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, you jealousy. I'm not attached to it. I'm not going to shame myself for it. What are you here to teach me? And then it melts away. And the key is again, it's the more you do this in every area of your life, the easier it becomes. Yeah. It's definitely a discipline. It's definitely training, like working out at the gym. It is not something you can just understand and then say, now I'm going to do it. You
have to rewire.
Yeah, you do. You have to train and rewire.
But to be honest, it doesn't take long, does it, to rewire?
No.
It feels like it does at the time, but actually it's not. And then all of a sudden you just go straight to, oh gosh, what's that feeling? That's interesting. What's this? Yeah. I can learn something else today. It become, you know, they're our messengers, aren't they? Our thoughts and feelings. Let's not waste them.
No.
And another way your life gets really better with the jealousy thing, seeing it like that, is when you're affected by jealousy. So someone is jealous of you.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
And you can really say, can't you, I know this is nothing to do with me. Whereas before, I felt really like personally attacked by anything that may have come across as jealousy or spiteful or resenting maybe what I had. And now I can say, oh, I know this isn't to do with me. And there's stuff that so again, you're detaching, you're observing, you're neutral, and then you're not bitter. Because I would get, you know, then I would maybe dislike that person for resenting me, like, you know, well, I haven't done anything wrong. Or you maybe make yourself smaller because you don't want people to be jealous of you. Like, oh, I'm embarrassed. I've got this new
Massive
car.
one. Massive one.
Oh God, I love this new car, but I've got to drive it to work tomorrow, and everyone's going to see it. And, oh my God, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, thank you.
And what are you doing there on an energetic level, on a subconscious level? You doing that, so you allow yourself to be affected by somebody else's jealousy and then making yourself smaller and saying,
Awful.
you are then blocking off your amount of abundance.
You are literally saying, please don't
No
send
more.
me any more of this.
Exactly. And why? For somebody else's jealousy that's not actually about you in the first place. And so thank you for that, because that is such a good point. This is the thing, it works both ways, doesn't it? And also, not only, so you mentioned you make yourself smaller. You mentioned another one before that.
What, the fact that they resent me?
Oh yeah, like you're just like,
you know, and then I'm just like them.
Oh, and then
so
just
I
like
have
them.
bad feelings.
That's right. And so that has its own effect, doesn't it? Because now all of a sudden you're putting that energy out, you're putting that energy into code, but also it can make you take actions that is not really of who you are. It's not coming from love. It's not coming from your true self. And the further you get away from your true self is the more that you step into the unconscious conditioning, and you're creating then again a life that isn't true to you and will not bring you joy and will end up giving you this level of unease and discomfort and anxiety or depression on whatever scale. And you know, I'm sure we can all think of times where we've had somebody, it's a bit tit for tat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you know somebody's jealous or a bit spiteful towards you. Yeah. And then they say like they don't do something, and you know they're doing it out of a cause of jealousy. And then the time comes where the same situation arises for you in being in that situation with them, and then usually you would do one action, take one action, but now because of that jealousy that you felt towards, you know, from them towards you, and you've taken it personally, now you're like, actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to deliberately withhold whatever like that from them, or I'm going to take this action instead of that action. And again, for your soul, your consciousness knows that that's not the truth of you, that's not love, and that gets another one of those toys that gets shoved in it's another behavior that you're shamed for. And this is the thing, this is how it keeps, those toys keep piling up. This is what happens, this is what we've done through our whole of our life. But by being conscious and doing what we've said, you know, like just recognizing jealousy for what it is, not feeling the shame about it, and knowing that it's not about that person, it's about what your soul actually is telling you is meant for you, is a desire for you, and is actually possible for you. And to question then, well, why, what is it that's blocking me from, stopping me from believing it? Like we highlighted with you, it's because you think, well, you're not worthy of it. You have to be a certain thing, and it's probably not even tangible. Like, what even is that? You don't even know. You know, but whatever you know is that your subconscious says you're not worthy of that abundance. So you will actively code that into reality, and you will not let that in. Whereas when you can step out, like you said, step out, have that compassion and understanding other people, you don't have the negative feelings towards that person. You see it for what it is. You see them for being on their journey. You don't take it personally. You can keep putting in your nice, loving, natural code, and also then remind yourself about the fact that you're a limitless being, and money is not, we are worthy of everything we want. It's not, we were just talking about money, but it's like, you know, whatever, success, whatever you decide, love, like whatever you want, you are worthy of it all. But this is what I always see, and we always talk about this, all the work that I do on a subconscious level, it always comes down to some kind of level of what we believe we are worthy of. And unfortunately, we all think because of these shadows, jealousy is one of them, but there's lots of others that we've got in that cupboard. That's just the emotion we're covering today. Because of them, and we shove them away, this all adds to our levels of unworthiness. And another thing, and I don't want to go too deep into this because this is a whole nother podcast episode on its own, which we will talk about. But what you were saying there, when you feel the jealousy from other people, and you make yourself smaller, the car example, that leads to guilt.
Yes.
Is it because there's a feeling behind that? If you're saying I'll make myself smaller, there's a guilt that runs behind it.
You don't want to make that person feel bad about themselves.
And you feel guilty
and you feel guilty for doing that.
And it's a massive, massive one. It's a huge, huge emotion that that runs through the whole of my life, that I am always trying to clear.
Isn't it?
Yeah, massive. And it comes in so many ways, but that's a really heavy, guilt's a very, very heavy emotion. And most importantly, it's a huge subconscious blocker to your desires, to insert whatever you want here. Guilt is actively you coding, I don't want this. Don't give me anything good. Keep me at a level of whatever level you feel like you're worthy of, because that is however we are living. If you look at your life now and what you've got in terms of everything, that will show you what your subconscious thermostat level of allowing in, that you'll allow it, that you believe you're worthy of. That is not your situations, it's not your external circumstances. This is all about you and your code and your level of abundance. And we can all have as much abundance in everything, in love, in success, in money, in material things, in all of it that we want, but we put the blockers on it. So, but guilt is another huge one. And that is linked. They're all linked, aren't they? But this is linked with jealousy. So I think it's I just wanted to go back to that point because I bet a lot of you can relate to guilt in certain ways. There's a lot of guilt in family dynamics as well. You know, because I see a lot of things of where, you know, we feel like we can't outsurpass our parents. And again, this is all on a very subconscious level. This is all our programming, but we don't feel like we can go above our parents' means or how they lived, or our siblings. You know, there's guilt in in friends groups as well. There's guilt everywhere. It permeates everything. And it comes back to, like you said, making ourselves smaller because we don't want to make other people feel bad or unworthy. And actually, when you look at what we've just spoken about today, you can see how absolutely ridiculous when you can zoom out, you can see how ridiculous that is, that you would be affecting your own code, your own levels of allowing in and receiving based upon what other people think of you, which is actually not about you. It's about them. It has nothing to do with you. So you are holding yourself, we are all in certain ways holding ourselves back because of what we perceive other people to think of us. But it's actually not about us, it's about them. So how ridiculous. And this is why it's so important to go back to what we started speaking about, which is detaching from our thoughts, from not seeing that they are of us, and it's just messages and ways to unveil our shadows and our inner thoughts and beliefs that we are picking. That's really being a lens, or it's like a net, isn't it? It's like, you know, like I said, all these thought forms are kind of floating around everywhere. It's like our beliefs are almost like a net, and they're catching the thoughts that like link in with those beliefs, those limitations. If you don't have those nets, it's just going to breeze by you. And that's why, like, ultimate enlightenment is those people who can literally just watch the thoughts come through and detach from them. They've got no nets. I'm sorry, my images is just so mental, is it? But they've got no nets. They're not catching anything. So they're just awareness of it. And everything is neutral because it's the nets that cause the triggers and make stories and meanings. But let's just get rid of the nets. And so you can look at everything from that's interesting. How can I use this to help me? Let's become selfish in that way.
Yeah.
How can I use it to help me, to help unlock what it is within me, you know, that's catching these things, these nets? Let's get rid of them so you can remain neutral. And again, this is really important before we kind of like round it up, I think, really, is that we have to remember that bad no, hang on, how do I phrase this? Things are always going to happen in life.
Yeah.
Okay. For a start, we all know we're going to experience death and loss of things.
Yeah.
So we can't get away from that. This is never about thinking that when you're spiritual and you do all this work, life's going to be
Magic.
Yeah, magic. Everything's going to just go great and exactly how you want it to go.
Yeah.
It's not about that. Our aim is to get to this place of being aware that we're the observer of our thoughts and being in this place of separation from them so we can observe them and we can remain in neutrality. So we don't attach really strong meanings to these events that are happening, that are inevitably going to happen to us.
Yeah.
And that's how life gets to be easy. When you're living in a place of neutrality and you are in control and you can choose how you see things, you will still have loss, but you will see it as it is what this is what it is. And I am still that, like I said, you are that soul, you are that awareness whose natural state is love, peace, joy, acceptance, because you know that everything is always okay. You're always okay. And this is ultimately a game, a simulation that we've chosen. This is not our home. This is hard. This is tough, but we chose it to experience. Everything that we talk about experientially is why I believe we came down here, because you can't do that when you're in your home, in your natural place of love, peace, abundance, where everything is just like, you can't do that. We want to come down here to understand the polarities, the differences, because it makes it mean more. And you know, there's lots of stuff that we don't know, and you know, there's so much that we don't know, and that's okay. I'm okay with, like, why do we really want to know polarity? Why do we really want to experience it? But there are reasons. I can feel there is reasons. It makes sense that we want to experience this, and I just know from my practice of doing this, how much I've learned, and how much more peace I've gained, and how much peace I'm gaining, you know, as the days and years go by, as things are happening to me. Like, you know, just yesterday I got some really horrible, sad news about a family member, didn't I? And yet still I feel peaceful and calm about it. Important to say, it's not, I don't have any emotions. It's not that I don't feel sad or I feel grief or I feel all the emotions. I do. I feel them, but it's like I ride them rather than I am of them.
Yes.
It's very, very different.
It is.
It's so different. And that's what we're supposed to do. And I am only just managing to touch on it now to be able to say, this is a feeling of sadness. This is grief. This is anxiety. But let it pass through me. It's the only way I can explain it. I let it pass through me. And so I'm feeling the feelings. But when you're not attached to them and you don't make stories about them, and you have, again, and I can't stress this enough, this overall knowing in every part of your body that this isn't it. This is just a game. They aren't really, nothing is ever really lost. You can have a sense of peace. And this is, allow yourself to feel the feeling. Again, it's going back to allowing yourself to feel the feelings, allow yourself to feel the jealousy, allow yourself to feel the grief, allow yourself to feel the anger, allow yourself to feel the resentment, but don't attach to it. It is not you. It is not who you are. You are observing it and you are experiencing it. And I do truly think that is the key to nailing this simulation that we're in.
Yeah. We don't want to waste these things, do we? We don't want to waste these messages.
No.
So, don't burn your bra, burn your nets.
What?
Burn the nets that catch the... You started this.
Hang on, what?
The don't burn your bra, burn your nets. Oh!
the nets. I was thinking nets as in, you know, like in curtains. I'm like, why are we burning our nets? Why are we burning our curtains?
Natasha,
I'm so sorry.
start this analogy.
Well, I wasn't seeing the nets. I was seeing curtain nets. I'm like, why are we burning our curtains? We don't have nets. Yes, thank you, Rebecca. Yes, burn your nets. Thank you. Don't burn your bras, burn your nets. I'm with you. It's taking me a minute. Thank you. Well, I feel like we went places there.
Yeah, definitely. That they were doing that. weren't they?
Yeah, because we didn't know. We just knew we wanted to talk about jealousy, but actually, it
went
yeah, and
directions.
and I think that what we spoke about today as well, like you said, that's necessary for all emotions.
Yeah.
But I guess to harken back to jealousy, for those of you who are like, oh yeah, no, I think I feel jealousy, or it made you press play on this episode, just know, I think the most important thing is that jealousy is not something to be ashamed of. Stop. If you're feeling jealous, or if you feel pangs of jealousy at any point, do not shame yourself for it, because it is not who you are.
No.
It's just a messenger. It's just an emotion, and it is not of you. You are observing it. Just remember that. And then when you do that, it's going to be much easier for you to then look at it objectively and say, what is it about this person, this situation, this thing, like whatever it is that you're feeling jealousy of, what is it that I want?
Yeah.
What is it that I want?
That's where journaling's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get down to
Yes.
It's hard to know in that moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why you feel that way.
And also you have to get through all the, like we said, all the ego talk of, oh, that person doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I really don't like her.
Yeah.
Or, she really annoys me. Or he is like, oh, how can he have that when he's been such a bad person?
Yeah.
Do you know, like whatever it is. Or even like, you know, oh, well, that person can do it, but that is never meant for me. Or I'll never be able to do that. Or there's this reason, that reason, this reason, and all the reasons under the sun why you can't have it. Wade through that. Get through that. Because again, remember, it's your ego trying to go, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I must survive. So I'm give you all these reasons, like the walls, like so you'll never see me. You won't break into me. You won't get into that cupboard of toys. Wade through that. And then put that to the side, and then you will be able to see, I promise you, you will be able to see the real reason as to where that jealousy stemmed from, what it is that your soul's trying to tell you that is meant for you, that you desire, or what is sitting behind why you believe you can't have it, or it's not meant for you. Because you have to get rid of all that ego talk first. And when I say get rid of it, because you might be thinking like, how do I get rid of that? You have to just this is where the awareness comes in, and the detachment of realizing none of these thoughts are you. Your thoughts are not you. You have to accept that it's not the truth, because the problem is we think that our thoughts are the truth. So anything that comes up, just go, yeah, but that's not true. Yeah, but that's not true. And it might feel really uncomfortable and weird to you, but if you can't do that, you're not going to wade through to get to your real, this is the work. You're doing subconscious mindset work. This is why sometimes it's helpful to work with someone. Yeah. Because they can help you say, reflect back and say, well, this isn't true because of this, or that's just how you're perceiving it. Or why do you actually believe that? Yeah. Why does that feel like the truth to you? Yeah. Because again, say this all the time, beliefs are only thoughts that you think over and over again. And this is where I was just, we will finish. But going back to that book, the books that I told you I was reading. Yeah. There's The Power of Now, which is about being in the present moment and understanding that we are like, you know, the future is where all our anxiety and worry is, and the past is where our, like, you know, shame and resentment and all of that comes from. We only have the present moment now. The present moment is going to help you. If you can get into the present moment, that is going to help you separate your awareness, but also the difference between thoughts and thinking. Thoughts are thoughts are what's in the field, and they're just passing by. And like I said, not all of them are ours. We're just picking up on collective thoughts. We're picking up on what's in the field, right? That's thoughts. Thinking is when you pick up on that thought, and then you start making a story about it. Right. And you start bringing in, because this happened to me in the past. Right. And, you know, so that's why this can't work. Or, you know, oh no, because in the future this could happen and this could happen. That's thinking. Thinking is destructive
Mm.
a lot of the time. That's where our mind has taken over,
Mm-hmm.
and it's become our master.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be able to use our mind as a tool for when we need to think analytically.
Yeah.
But now it's just thinking analytically all the time. And the opposite of thinking analytically is our intuition.
Yeah.
So we're talking about all the same stuff on the podcast. We talk about how to bring your intuition back into it. This is balance. Again,
Yeah.
we need to have the balance has gone way, way skewed.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm saying the difference between thoughts and thinking, again, is just to give you something more tangible to be able to separate yourself and your identity from all these thoughts that come in, right?
Yeah.
A thought is just you're picking up on a thought because you are just a receiver, and that's okay. A thought, oh, I'm jealous of that person because she's got that and I haven't. That's a thought.
Yeah.
As soon as you start going, oh, but she doesn't deserve it,
That's
and I
it.
can't have that because I'm not meant for that. Like I was born into a family where blah, blah, blah. That's thinking. That's not helpful. That's not the truth. Get back into the present moment. Be aware that this is interesting. This is interesting. This is a thought. What now? Now, what is it talking about me?
Exactly.
The point I'm trying to get here is I really, really want to help people do the subconscious mindset work, bringing the shadow work, bringing things that are in our subconscious into our conscious awareness, and breaking through these shadows, these things that we feel shame over, these emotions that we try and hide, jealousy being, a big one, and just shining a light on it and letting it be there without judgment, and using it as a teacher. And you can do that with all emotions. But now you've listened to this podcast, let's use this. Like we always say, your subconscious mind likes to have a direction. It's like it likes to have an input in its sat nav, because then your RAS will go and find that for you. It's a focus. So let's just say now for the next week or two, you focus on feelings of jealousy. Notice when they come up, because they're sneaky. And like we said, a lot of you might say, well, I'm not a jealous person, and you might not identify as having jealous thoughts. But now you've got it in your mind and it's become a focus for you. You'll be surprised at how in your everyday life, stay aware, you'll notice there's little pangs of jealousy feeling. You might not even recognize it at first because you've shoved it so far into the closet from shame that you don't actually recognize that that's jealousy. But become aware, stay aware, and I don't know, maybe put it on your phone, or put a little reminder on your phone. Just say the word jealousy. It will keep it in your awareness, and then you'll start noticing that pang, that feeling, and then you can start diving into it and working in it. And you're one step closer to remembering who you are and clearing all the shame, which, like I said, has these emotions that we're not looking at, that we won't accept that we have, and we make stories out of them. It's all in our energy field, and it's all affecting the code that's coding our reality, and in everything has an overall effect on all of your reality. You've just seen from where our conversation's gone here how jealousy can directly affect your abundance, how much money you allow into your life, how much love you allow into your life, how much success you allow into your life. Just that one emotion, we've shown how that can really affect you in these bigger areas of your life. And you would have no idea. There is no way that you would ever say that jealousy is keeping you from having loads more money in your bank account. You would never be able to have said that, but just literally from having a little conversation here, you've identified how you are allowing jealousy to stop you from receiving, because you don't think that you're worthy of it or you deserve it.
And you said a couple of times about that's your soul. And I just thought, like I couldn't have even told you what my soul was before we started this. Not this episode, but this whole journey. And it's like, well, what is that? And now you've just given us a way to communicate, not just understand what it is, but communicate with it. Like that's really cool. And like you say, that is how you start to remember who you are. Because we have no idea, do we? Like I didn't have any idea who I was.
Well, no, because we also think that who we are is, I'm Becky, I'm kind of shy, I'm a mum, I do this, I do that, and that's Becky. That's not who you are. That's your ego. That's what you've picked up from
I've been
programming.
conditioned.
You are the awareness that was still there when you have memories of you being looking in the mirror as a child going, who am I? That's who you, that awareness that asked, who am I? That's who you are. And when you think about that, if you can think about, because I know I can, like I have memories of different stages of my life when I was very, very little. you know, like maybe 3, 4, and I clearly can feel me now, this awareness in that little 4-year-old.
It's the same.
It's the same
Yes.
thing, isn't it?
And
You know, and
you
it
feel
should
like
be.
it shouldn't be.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm having the same, I'm asking the same questions. I'm seeing through the same eyes. It's the awareness. And some of you might be listening to this and going, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's okay. It takes time, but hopefully this conversation will just open something up that will help you to unlock this becoming aware of your awareness,
Yes.
because that is your soul. And the more that you can grasp that and become aware of the awareness, the more the things like you building up your intuition, you know, like understand, connecting to the unseen realm, doing the subconscious mindset work, it's all going to help. This is all connected. This is why we talk about such a broad range of topics here, from the very, like, you know, subconscious mindset-y stuff to this huge big stuff about you being a soul and reincarnation and living in a simulation and coding your reality. It all comes together to help you understand on a level of who you are. And again, that is what we are. I believe we've come here to do right now. It's the mission. It is the mission. Remember who you are. The end.
Namaste.
Okay, guys, that is it for another episode this week. We will see you next week for another bash episode. Who knows what we shall be talking about? If you have any ideas or anything that you would like us to do a podcast on, please come into the private Facebook group and let us know. It would be awesome.
Please do. We love to see you on there. And yeah, we hope you enjoy. And you've been bashed.
My God.